Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground. If you have anything you could add, send it to Southern Prepper 1, just the number 1, Southern Prepper 1 at yahoo.com. Let's get right into our small business of the day. Is the metalcanningmachine.com company. Basically, they're selling very high quality machines that will can dry goods in the number 10 metal cans. They have some machines. They want to get them out at a very reduced price. Yes, they are expensive. I think they're $2,500, but they can work with you if you have a church group or a prepper survival group that wants to put a lot of food back. And with the huge increase of all the freeze dryers that are out there, people doing them, storing your freeze dried in number 10 cans will extend that life to 30 years. So check them out. They also have the ability to send you cans, oxygen absorbers, and they also have information on purchasing dry goods across the country in bulk. So it's definitely a good resource. If you're even thinking about it closely, contact them, see if they can help you out, get these machines out and get them spread throughout the country. Also, want to thank the Survival Garden Seeds shop. We had the contest and they did make a donation to the Pantry, which was awesome. I delivered that yesterday. Also, additional people, subscribers or viewers, sent them check. And that's greatly appreciated. This is the food pantry, and it's called the Gleaning House Pantry. It's in Pickens, South Carolina. It is 100% volunteer run. No one gets a paycheck. All money goes to providing food for people in the county. Also, they do not accept USDA food. And the reason for this is if you accept it, you have to jump through their hoops. You have to do what the government says. You have to provide all of your clients' information to the federal government, and they have decided not to do that, to respect the privacy of these people that are coming here in need for food. So that just gives me more motivation to help them. So first of all, help your local food pantry. But if you're in an area that doesn't have a good food pantry, and ask questions, make sure that a lot of the money being donated is not going to people's big salaries, but it's actually going to buy food or support the food. So if you have the ability to give and you don't have a location in your local area, I will put the link down there. They could definitely use any assistance. Definitely the need is going to be getting greater and greater and greater. So let's get right into it. This is from Australia. This is MK. MK has been faithfully giving us reports from Australia. A while back, I mentioned the bank in my town closed. One of the two free free-to-use ATMs, and they were removed. So it was replaced by an ATM that charges a fee to withdraw money. Last week, the second free ATM was removed. Now, there's no banks and no free ATMs in town. So the only banking facility in town is a small credit union that has reduced hours, and there's lots of fees for using it, including a charge for withdrawing cash over the counter. So if you got to get some cash in this town, you have to take a trip to the next town, or you got to take a trip to the post office. Please remind your churches to have an effective building security plan with armed members and practice it. This past Sunday, we had a stranger dressed inappropriately for church and wearing a below-the-waist puffy winter jacket in warm weather enter into our outer entrance foyer. As part of our security team, I was the first to contact him that day. The large coat he was wearing in warm weather made me think, oh my gosh, he's hiding something under his coat. As he was unzipping it, I pulled my weapon and brought it up to low ready. He saw this and froze. He said, don't shoot. I asked, how can I help you? He said, I just need money to finish getting home. I had him lift his coat and turn around. It turned out to be a simple, innocent request, and there was no danger. I apologized. He said he understood, and I gave him $40, and he left. When I got back inside, I was shaking, and rightfully so. A very tense situation. So we pray and thank God it was not what we imagined. We locked the doors from now on. We can no longer be the open, welcome church we used to be. He was driving a new model Mercedes-Benz and out of money. Go figure. I can laugh now, but I realized I was ready to shoot this man if he pulled a weapon out. You are responsible for your security, so you do not rely on the police. Yes, the police are nice to come, but you could be 10, 20, 30 minutes away from getting help. And in some places in this country, I have reports that you can call the police and they will never show up. So be mindful of your security. I live near Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I wanted to give you and all your subscribers a warning to pay attention to your bills. This is the propane company. After 4 years of never having a bill for the rent of my tank, they sent me a bill of $200. So we got it fixed, but just be careful because businesses might be trying to tack on extra fees, or this could be a legitimate mistake that was made. So keep an eye on your bill. This is in Northern Virginia. A person went driving around in a 10-mile radius. Gas prices range from $3.29 to $3.89 within a 10-mile radius. So this is 60-cent increase on fuel. Shop around, find the best deal. My husband and I went to Best Buy, and they had hardly sold any of their Black Friday inventory. It stacked up and piled everywhere. We went to Safeway grocery store, and the organic carrot chips were 2 weeks past expiration, but looked like they just had been stocked. So watch expiration dates. My wife has been regularly giving blood. She last donated in late July. And asked if I would like to donate this week too. We live outside of Richmond, Virginia. When we arrived, they set us up and asked if we had the jab. We said no. Before we even started donating, they were asking both of us to schedule our next appointment within a week of the time we could. I think there might be an issue in the system that no jabbed blood is at a premium. And I don't know. I'm asking you guys, is there a premium for people that have no, you know what, in their arm? The COVID lockdown that's happening in China, the protests, just pray that things will be maybe not peaceful, because we would love for people to feel freedom, and the Communist Party in China is definitely not contributing to freedom over there. So pray for the people in China, pray for strength, pray for wisdom, pray for just courage to go against the government. This person is from Central Kansas. We had a family gathering this week, and my brother reported that he was going to make a cauliflower broccoli casserole. He went to the local small town grocery store, not a chain, and there was only a few heads of cauliflower available. None larger than a softball. The price was $9 a head. He talked to the manager, and he was told that the distributor told him they had only one box available per store, no matter the size of the store. He said he should have let the box go to a larger store, because no one in the small town is going to pay $9 for a very small head of cauliflower. Good afternoon. Just wanted to drop a note that me and my family went out Black Friday shopping, and it was an unusual year. Large dog bones were always $3.99 on Black Friday at Tractor Supply or Rural Clean. This year, $8.99 for that same bone. Besides that, the lack of people is what amazed me. No lines, nothing, just like a normal shopping day, which was nice for us but felt weird. Life insurance payouts reached a new high in 2021, according to the leading trade association, with data showing companies paid $100 billion to beneficiaries of policyholders who died last year. And we probably all know why this is happening. Increase definitely in this. I've probably gotten hundreds of first-hand accounts of people that have had problems from this, and this is first-hand accounts. I received my power bill from Appalachian Power on November 28th. I noticed it seemed higher. I'm on the average monthly billing program based on year usage. My bill rose about $10 a month, which is a lot when you translate that for 12 months. Everyone's bills are going up. So just start preparing mentally for this, preparing your budgets. Let's move on. Unfortunately, 41% of U.S.-based small business owners reported that they could not pay their rent in full and on time in November. This is a new record for 2022. So 41% of small businesses are suffering right now. At the current rate of inflation and problems, this is going to grow. Some good news, $2.68 a gallon for gas in Tennessee, just east of Nashville. That's cheaper than me. I'm just about $3 or a few cents cheaper in my upper South Carolina. You probably all heard about the 1.8 million chickens in Nebraska that were killed because of bird flu. I think this bird flu has been the worst it's ever been. This person sends always a good report. Currently working at an all-natural and organic grocery store in the Chicago area, and I noticed that we have shrunk our chicken upright cooler in half, and we don't seem to get as many chickens as we once did. Could be due to the phony bird flu that keeps coming up with. Definitely is. So many chickens have been put down, be it meat birds or be it layers or egg layers. This is Southwest Washington. Never before have we seen rats in this part of Vancouver, Washington. One day last week, we found a dead rat in our front yard. I assumed it had been killed by a cat or a dog. A day or so later, I saw another dead rat in front of a nearby friend's house. We received a lot of overflow from Portland, Oregon, because of the transit system that's coming closer and closer to their house. With this, they're seeing homelessness and they're seeing crime, and they're wondering if the homeless population, which they have tons of tents lining streets in many areas, is contributing to the rats moving in. Probably so. Rats move into areas that aren't great with hygiene. Also, they're observing coupons that are being offered are really now being only offered on the expensive brands and items that they don't buy. They also made a comment. Their last sentence, let me read you this. What is the value of a good wife who nourishes her household, cooks from scratch, preserves food, and maintains a garden? That says a lot. So I appreciate that. I wonder if all ladies getting married or ladies in general know how to prepare good food, cook from scratch, preserve food, and maintain a garden. That should be taught in school. Everyone should know that. Even guys should know that. Just found out that my neighbor, a single income head of household with plenty of kids, who has been a big manager for a large home construction company, has been laid off along with a large percentage of co-workers. They build many new homes in Northern California. Apparently, the housing market has bit the dust, so no demand for new tract housing. Pretty surprised to hear of this layoff because he was pretty far up the food chain. Breaks my heart. They're a sweet family of great neighbors. Things around here are seriously reminding me of the atmosphere of when the .com bust or the Great Recession happened. Also, in our town, we have 3 cans. We got a trash can, a recycle can, and a yard can. But bottom line, they're charging so much more now for these cans to be picked up. And they're fearful that people aren't going to be paying this, and trash is going to start being thrown illegally anywhere they can throw their trash. They also mentioned, this is California, that grocery prices are absolutely insane. This person says, today I did my shopping in Springfield, Illinois. It's 50 miles away, so now I only go about every 3 weeks, or if I have something like a doctor's appointment. I found eggs at one grocery store for $2, and I bought 2 cartons. At Aldi's, they were $3.49. At Hy-Vee, they were $5. These were all store brands, and these stores are all within 6 miles of each other. So this is just a reminder, just like gas, look for the best deal, please. I need to tell you about the experience I had at Dollar General. I went there in search of boxes for my eBay business. She led me to the shelf where they were at. The shelf clearly said $2 on the label. I grabbed all 6 of the available boxes, and when I got to the register, the total came up to $16.96. That was like $3 per box, a 33% increase from the shelf price. They did correct it, but everything is not being properly marked, so keep your eye on it. Take a picture. If it's something you know is priced wrong, grab your phone, take a picture so you can show the cashier. I have done it, and they have accepted that picture. I went to Walmart in Cody, Wyoming. No eggs, totally empty. The employee said it was the bird flu that's causing them not to have the eggs. I work with an elderly gentleman that has been diagnosed with a type of liver cancer, and he's been fighting it for about a year. Recently, his doctor discovered cancer spots on his lungs and immediately changed his chemo medicine and ordered a new immediate treatment regimen. It has been 29 days since his first treatment was scheduled and is yet to be performed due to the hospital cannot find any of the chemo drugs or medicine. They keep apologizing and telling him they're searching everywhere and that this has never happened before. He still has no idea when his medication will be found. Pray for this man. Pray that the medication and pray that he will get treatment. Unbelievable. 29 days late. This could definitely result in this man passing away from just simply the lack of this medicine and his treatment plan. I live outside of Portland. About the last 6 months, I've been finding dead rabbits out in the open with no obvious problem. The other day, I found a dead mouse in my kitchen with no obvious problems. I have lots of traps, but no poison. I'm used to seeing them in my traps, but not dead out in the open. Looks completely healthy. This person said, hey, just a heads up, twice in the past month I've been issued a refund from Amazon even after the product was returned. They even charged my card again, saying that the item has not been returned. I had to call customer service twice. Both times I had my tracking number saying all the items had been received. Never had this problem before. Maybe Amazon is hoping people won't notice so they can keep more profits. And I don't know, or they just don't have enough workers, or the system's not set up properly, or getting overrun. Dollar General, Columbia, South Carolina, was sold out today of all cold and cough medicine. I'm getting tons of pictures. Cold, cough medicine, the flu medicine, anything. Get your over-the-counter medication now that's going to take you through the next, all this winter. Please get it now. It will last. We go shopping in our local Sprouts in a town outside of Kansas City, Missouri. This Sunday, I purchased some baby bell mushrooms and a pre-made salad kit along with other varieties of food. Today on Tuesday after work, I go to make dinner and I'm forced to throw out the mushrooms because they have mold growing on them. And the pre-made salad kit was turning black. They also bought some batch of bananas and they're already bruised and falling apart rotting. I'm not sure what's going on with the fresh food, but this is not the first time this has happened. I have literally in the last months thousands, not exaggerating the fact, thousands probably, of people complaining about food, produce, not lasting, not even at all. So buy it and eat it is your best policy. My wife of 35 plus years has been in her medical profession for just under 40 years. She works for a major hospital in Florida. As I sat here last night listening to Boots on the Ground, she calls me in tears. She had to fill in for a shift supervisor who was on vacation for the week. And this is day 2 of her vacation. The new people entering the medical fields are literally useless. Always on their phone, disappearing, doing whatever they want, but not their job they were hired for. If you reprimand them, they cry and run to the department head to complain that you're being harassed and you are the bad guy. Department heads will hire anyone to fill a position. So they look good as they are trying to keep their job. Her department is supposed to be staffed with 5 people, and on a good day has 4. The ER is supposed to be staffed with 2 people, but on a good day they have 1, her. There are times there are multiple traumas that she is the only one available and has to decide who to take care of. It is all I can do to keep her sane. At 64, she is totally burned out and ready to call it quits. Many in her department have left over the last several months, and they were the ones that kept it going. If you think it is bad, give it another 6 months. We are all in trouble with this new generation of healthcare workers. Even the nurses are being paid upwards of $150 an hour are calling it quits. Then you have the entitlement who come to the ER for a cold or some other minor BS. They demand to be seen immediately. They want a hot meal. They want a room immediately. When the healthcare worker goes to get them, they're on their phone expecting you to wait while they finish their call. I laugh every time I hear my wife tell me about these idiots. She just turned around and walked away and put their request to the bottom of the pile or better. Yet they are there for respiratory ailments and are outside smoking. The implosion is near. Everyone better be prepared for what is coming because it will not be pretty. Oh, so much more to cover. Let me skip to the bottom. I want to cover this one. I have at least 25 more. On Thanksgiving morning, it was cold and raining in North Arkansas. We live on a quiet country road. My wife came to me and said, there's a man walking by our home on the way north. He is soaking and it's raining and cold out. He kept looking back at our house before going around the bend in the road. I quickly got dressed and got in my car. I found him a mile up the road with a backpack covered with one of those dollar store ponchos. He was cold, wet, and had been walking since 2 a.m. and had made it about 20 miles. His destination was about 15 miles away into Missouri, and he was just trying to get home. I offered him a ride and got the heat on full blast because he could not feel his feet. We had a great conversation, and he was dropped off at his doorstep. This was not a big deal, but I was grateful as I am always asking God for opportunity to soften my heart and help people. Sometimes I am a grumpy guy. I guess giving someone a ride is a good opportunity. My wife is also a great example for me. She loves to help people and give all the credit to God. Now for the good part. I decided to go further north to Branson, Missouri and pick up some foo-foo coffee for my wife and daughter. While there, I stopped at a Denny's for an early lunch. Getting out of my car, I was stiff as a board from my heavy manual labor on my property. And I'm sure as I walked, I looked like I was in pain. I looked like a wreck because I threw on the closet clothes I had that morning, ratty jeans, a beat-up old insulated work shirt I got from Goodwill a decade ago, work boots, I had bedhead it looked like, and I had not shaven. I was wrapping up my meal. I asked the waitress for the check. She said not to worry about it. or the tip, because someone had covered it all for me. She was not allowed to tell me who these kind people were, which I sincerely appreciate. I'm not broke or alone, but must have looked the part, so I will pay it forward as soon as I can. I just proved there are some really kind people in this world. Great story. Show some kindness, show some love. Thanks for watching.